Are we live?
Now we are. All right, welcome back. We have Oldham versus Visceri. So this is going to be a really good game. Hopefully, Tim isn't too mentally fatigued from that last game.
Fortunately, the Visceri versus Oldham matchup is honestly, it's fairly straightforward on both players' parts. The Visceri is looking to just primarily block out, try to get some D-reacts in the arsenal. They're trying to primarily filter the attacks out of their hand so that they can continually cycle through the deck and build up more and more rune chains to try to set up an OTK or a one-turn kill.
Yeah, do you think it's more favored to Visceri now, or is it more favored to...
It's definitely favored, or definitely Visceri favored. I think a lot of Visceris and Oldhams would tell you it's like super Visceri favored, but I don't think it's that much in their favor, especially if you're, as the Oldham deck, if you're running disruptive cards like CNC, Pummels, Final Crushes, which I know for a fact that Irby is, because he's playing a very similar Oldham to my deck.
Visceri looks like he's still sideboarding. Right now he's sitting at 62 cards, so it's going to be an interesting match.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Cool.
So yeah, typically as the Oldham player, you're going to sideboard in all of your aggressive cards, leave out all your D-reacts, because you're going to assume, at least you're going to hedge that the Visceri is going to go OTK, and you have to go aggressive to have a chance.
And TK is saying 65-35 in Visceri's favor. But we also know who TK's been playing, so he might be biased.
I don't think it's that much in Visceri's favor. I think TK's probably played against more defensive Oldhams than maybe my build and Irby's build. Though he may have played Irby, I'm not sure. I'll have to play a couple games against TK to put him in his place.
He did get 14th at the calling with Viscera, so...
So that means if I win, then I'm truly proving that... And if I lose, I can just say, well, he got 14th.
Exactly.
So Ben, you starting to get excited about Pro Tour?
I am. Now, also a little stressed out because I got to figure out what deck I want to play.
Yep, I think I would wait till May 2nd.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna... I don't think I need a ton of... I mean, I've played a ton of Oldham. I'll wait till May 2nd to get a lot of Oldham games in, if that's the deck I end up taking. But I think I'm gonna try to learn Dash, because I could see Dash being...
secretly good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna practice a little Dash. Maybe a little Prism as well.
Alright, so we see the standard... Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Ben, what was that card that when we played, we thought it had go again, but it didn't, and it made Dash so broken?
The items.
Yeah. You like turn one set up like all these things.
Yeah, so you
that
see here...
Dash, very strong.
Yeah. Irby is going with Stalagmite over the Rampart. And that's primarily because usually Visceri is not going to attack until the turn he tries to kill. Well, Kog'Maw in this case. So Stalagmite is going to prevent 2 damage on that turn, and the Frostbite may prevent even more. So, I mean, really Irby's goal is to pressure the Visceri into going off earlier than they'd like and with less rune chance than they'd like. And then try to live through that combo turn. And then at that point, usually the Oldham can kind of grind the game out and win if they don't die on the combo turn.
So normally we'd see just a rune chant. We get an oath on the first turn.
Yeah, probably just playing that for the rune chant creation as
Arsenal
well.
pass. Okay, that's an interesting spin on it.
So as soon as you see your Viscerai opponent pull out a second life pad and start aligning it on your rune chain, you pretty much know what strategy they're taking. Which, no surprises going into this matchup, but I just find that funny.
Coming out with a Macho Grande to push some damage. And this could actually be really good if the Viscerai is sitting over there with a hand of a lot of attacks. This is not going to allow the Viscerai to filter.
Mhm.
Now, if they have a whole bunch of non-attacks and like a Mordred and Red Reed, then this is pretty bad for Irby because the Viscerai can just take this and make 10 rune chance on their next turn.
Reduce.
That's a good first turn arsenal right there.
Yeah, him not blocking with the card from hand kind of tells me that he probably has a pretty good rune chant generating hand.
Are we surprised that he's running Grasp in this? Do you think Vexing is...
Oh no, you definitely run Grasp in this
Well,
matchup.
the double pitch to Grasp makes me wonder how good of a rune chant hand he has now.
Yeah, I think that was actually a mistake. He almost certainly should have blocked with one of those cards from hand, because you want to preserve as much life as you can so that you have a buffer for that turn when you do draw the really good rune chant creating hand, so that you can eat the damage and then hopefully make a whole bunch of rune chants.
I mean, this could be a situation where he's not, potentially not putting Irby onto a more aggressive Oldhim strategy, and he's just, gonna use his life as more of a resource. But we do see a block from hand here, so
Yeah, I still don't think that one rune chant is not worth 4 life. Or well, I guess it would have been 3 life.
yeah. And those whispers are great. They block for 3. Non-attacks that block for 3.
Kind of interesting to see the whispers as well. I feel like that card's fallen out of favor and a little bit in Viscerai. You see a lot of Viscerais now playing blue lead the charges in that spot.
Yep, that makes sense.
Alright, so Tim or just draws up and we get a Winner's Bite.
Start off with a Winner's Bite.
I love Winner's Bite and Oldhim. It's typically just going to be used as a ice pitch for hammer, but it actually is pretty good when you play it, so it's a really nice blue card to have.
Coming
Back to
in
back
with a Zealous. What was the reveal? Was it Zealous and something?
No, he just, you're thinking of Browse. He just pitched a much.
Sorry, yeah.
Another icy hammer, consistent.
Ooh, a really early armor block.
That's really good for Irby.
That is pretty good for
Yeah,
Irby.
he might have a lot of rune chant creation here, though. That's a little scary.
Mordred.
Okay, we get the Mordred.
Pitch stacking for that later Sonatas. Yellow Rune Blood Incantation.
Oh, yellow. How?
Oh, I was like, I think that should be a 3.
I'm gonna read the runes, so yeah, you weren't wrong. That's a lot of.
Why he blocked with the armor there.
That is a very strong rune chain creation turn. And he's got, basically gets to create 2 off. It's going to create 4 rune chants off this Rune Blood Incantation, and it's a yellow.
Alright, so Irby's crowning.
Did he use a tunic resource at the end of his opponent's turn there to do this?
No.
I think so. I think it just ticked up to 3.
Okay, so he just used it on his turn. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it looks like we have East Strike with go again here. And that, that's a lot of rune chants that they made there, but them blocking with the armor this early will open them up to be punished by Irby's CNCs and Spinal Crushes, and that like there are those cards later. So I mean, it could be good for us.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I think that what was that, a Winter's Bite that made him pitch that card?
Yeah,
really forced that equipment block.
Ooh, Spinal Crush.
Yeah, we'll see a Spinal right here. Which this Spinal likely, I mean, it's going to deal some damage to the Viscera. We'll probably see them block with 2 cards or 1 card and take some damage, so they can Arsenal one. But 9 damage is 9 damage.
Yeah.
The beauty of the big dumb Guardian attacks.
Man, shout out to Tim for playing a game as Oldhim and then, like, 20 minutes later picking up a completely different hero and then playing it well. That is that's not easy for everyone. I don't think I'd perform very well if I had to switch gears like that.
Yeah, 2 pretty different playstyles. They're extremely different.
Blocking 6. Do incantations block for? They block for 2. Okay, so
it's blocking 5. So
takes the 4, gets the crush effect, which is probably fine. He's probably just arseling on his turn.
Yeah, we could see a read the runes, but
and the passive rune chant creation from Rune Blood Incantation is always nice.
Yep.
We're back to Irby.
There's the CNC.
Oh.
Could have the pummel.
He does have the pummel.
He does have the pummel.
That's
oh my
huge.
goodness.
10 damage.
I'm interested to see what card that is in Arsenal. I could easily see it being a Mordred or a Sonata as well.
It's not too late for some D-reacts. No D. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a CNC.
It was a Sonata.
Oh, that's rough. And he gets the discard effect from the pummel.
Yep.
And this is what I was talking about. I mean, Irby's goal is to force the Viscera to try to combo earlier than he would want. And I mean, I think that basically the next time Viscera draws a Sonata, he's going to be looking to combo at this point if Irby keeps up the pressure. That's a pretty good spot to be in, as Oldhim.
Red incantation and then the Arsenal and pass. Pitching 6. Spinal Crush number 2.
Okay.
Seems good.
I don't
or that's a yellow. That's 5, yeah.
Okay, get the full block there with lots of attack actions. Very good attack actions for a Sonata turn, but not so good right now.
Wonder how many D-reacts Tim is playing as well, because yeah, those are going to be clogging up his deck right now since we've only seen 1 so far.
That's a great point. Yeah, if he's running a fair amount and not a low amount, then he's just getting pretty unlucky, I'd say, to only see 1 this deep into the game.
Getting
he is
normal
third of the way
old.
through his deck.
An unfused Oaken Old. Not ideal. Unless he has a pummel and Arsenal there in hand. Which he might.
5 block here.
I think Ben's on point with these pummel calls.
Oh, the blue pummel.
Pummel aficionado.
Oh, and the red pummel. Oh.
That
oh
makes
my goodness.
That makes a purple pummel, folks.
So he's blocking for 5. Got a total of 13.
I hope
And discard 2.
That is brutal. Well played, Irby.
This is probably the most aggressive I've ever seen old him play. It's insane.
Holy cow. This might be the fastest Oldham game in record.
And that's why I feel that this matchup's not that unfavored for Oldham, because all it takes is some good pummels and CNCs, and you're right in the game.
Yeah, the
PK.
purple pummel was real. That was too discount.
PK says, build your own crippling crush.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen,
Right.
I don't think I've had the double pummel too often.
Alright, so those are the discards there, fortunately, for Tim.
And I just feel like if you can get one dominated attack off next turn.
Yep. Yeah, Tim, he does still have the Bloodsheath Skeleton that can block in a pinch. It looks like he might. He's thinking about popping it, right?
Oh, here it goes. No, yeah. This is that pressure you were talking about.
Yep. And this, I mean, yeah, if he has to get really lucky off this skeleton to have a chance here. Oh, he's
pitching for 2, so he's gonna get, so he's declaring what, 9 here? So reveal 12.
Yep. And if you'll notice, he's actually playing Sutcliffe Suede Hides, so he doesn't need the non-attack action in hand. One of the reasons you'll see Viscerize play that over Spellbound Creepers.
Looking at a good split here. Very good split.
Yeah, he's gonna get the perfect split.
Okay.
Now, that's not.
So he got to reveal 11, correct? Or was it 12? It was 12 because he
12.
pitched. Yep.
So I mean, likely what we'll see is a Dread Triptych with Go Again from the Suede Hides into a Rune Flash into a Gloom Veil. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get through.
So Irby electing to just eat the one source of 6 arcane from the Sonata, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's definitely a good hit.
He had to take a lot of damage to get here, so it's
yeah, but he's finally gonna put out.
And I do wonder how many D reacts he's running, you know, to reveal 12 cards, and he was below 40 in deck, I think.
Guess would be that he's only on the reduced turn chance for the Oldham matchup. I could be wrong.
So far, he's doing just as you suspected. Dread Triptych costs nothing from the Scalata.
He's saying, hey, wait, don't forget about the 16 rune chance. Oh. And just like that, he's in teens.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stalagmite's not going to do much more here than prevent 2 damage. But, I mean, it's still, even in that, it still has a leg up on Rampart.
Yep, and it'll still have that Frostbite generation as Tim continues to try to put pressure on and close out the game, and that could really come into play on those less exciting turns that Viscera tries to string together. Here we go. Fully charged swarming hitting the table, creating one on the back end.
should be coming in for a rune chain as well.
Right, because
Looks like he
playing the
missed the rune chain
flash.
trigger on the rune flash. Now we'll likely see a spell blade assault, yeah, over the
to get the
just to set
rune
up for
chance
next turn.
backed up. I wonder if we're gonna see that stalagmite push.
I don't. He doesn't really need to. That looks like he's gonna take it all.
Takes the 5 there. This game just got a lot closer.
For sure.
Yeah. That's a very lucky Sonata split. But I think that the Oldham's still in a pretty good spot.
We'll see if he held the ice card. No, he's gonna Arsenal pass.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that. It looked kind of like his hand was maybe an all or mostly red hand, based on the cards he was throwing out.
Going up to
Goes
4
up to
rune
4
chance.
So now he's just playing normal aggro Viscerai. Probably trying to string a mob into like a amplify or something that's going to take advantage of having those 4 rune chants with the cost reduction.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to whether or not we see a good Mordred Tide turn from Tim, which
yeah, that's
definitely
scary.
pretty dangerous for Irby here.
Yep. Okay, he pitched a blue here.
Red trick.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
It's
not what
going to
you
create
want to
2
see.
more, up to
Actually,
6
it's gonna
here.
create
Oh, it's an oath.
3.
Right.
It's going to create 2 from
Ooh.
this, 2 from that, so 4 more.
Ooh, we got
using the 1 floating resource.
17 coming. With 2 on the back end? Yeah.
And it's actually 18 because of the Oath of the Arcanite.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got the 2 resources from that pitch to absorb some of the rune chants when he's ready.
Fortunately, it doesn't have go again, so at least this will be it for the turn. Okay.
He just pitched 2 blues there.
Yep, so that's going to be all the rune chants. Should be.
And now just the old 9 physical.
I'm a little...
Yeah, I don't know why he
took the
pitched.
damage.
That doesn't seem right.
Oh, he's saving the
guess
2 resources to actually pull some eyes and loft.
Gotcha.
I like that.
Makes
No,
sense.
that's good.
Well played. He still has 1 card. And a hammer is lethal.
Oh, not bad. Good time to draw the pulse.
Yeah, for a 17 damage shove right there. That was handled pretty dang well, in my opinion.
I'd still kind of like to see him swing the hammer.
Don't think he can. Got a glimpse of that card that just went in.
It did not
look like
blue
a Zealous. A red one.
Yeah, but
it's not.
Yeah, no, that's true. If it is a Zealous, that's unfortunate. Irby, a big fan of the little counters instead of dice.
Yep. The pebbles. This is turning into quite the nail biter.
It is. Yeah, on Irby's side, I think he's hoping to dodge Mordred Tide, Rattlebones. Those are kind of the two power cards that Viscera could put out.
I think there's only one Mordred left on the deck. Well, red one anyway.
Well, Mordred Tide's a Majestic, so there's only reds.
I'm thinking Maverin. I get them confused, but yeah.
I think anything where Tim can go non-attack into attack into Rosetta, Tim's pretty happy with that. A close game.
Yes.
Rattlebones.
Probably pulling a swarming here. Oh.
Ooh, a Spellblade Assault. Interesting.
Banishes a Spellblade.
I wonder if he has a Mavrian to give that go again. I wonder why he crowned there.
I'm also curious what happened to that Spellblade Assault that shot out. He probably just put it back in his discard pile. He probably didn't mean to pull that out.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Because he's still searching his discard there.
So Irby should still have 2 resources floating, plus the crown prevention floating. Really, a meet and greet. Interesting. Guess he's valuing the on hit, doesn't. Alright, there's the Mavrian.
That's a blue mauve, right? So 1 extra rune chain on hit.
Like he's preventing all the enchants. As he should. Throw in the shield. Gonna force the pitch, so that prevents any second go again card shenanigans. Oh, not using the shield.
Swap the.
Or did he block with both and just put the shield back?
No, I decided to not block with the shield. I think that makes sense, because we're interesting.
So 1, 2, and 1 here.
That's a strange play. I wonder why he wouldn't just swing with the Rosetta and save that in his arsenal.
Maybe for the additional rune chant creation from playing the, playing an actual action card for Viscera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still seems like you could be.
I feel like you're right though, Ben, because now Irby's got 2 cards in hand. He gets the choice of that hammer.
Andy's got his tunic fully loaded for the crown.
Yep.
Yeah, Irby's got to be pretty happy with how that turn went. Forces a block out of the Viscera here. Alright. This is a big turn.
any hero can threaten, it's definitely... Ooh,
Ooh, that's a
we
good
got a
time for a
tome.
G tome.
It's definitely Viscera.
I wonder what he has in Arsenal that he keeps looking at. Could be something like an Oaken Old. Man, poor Tim has had to play in 2 nail biters today.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He's gonna be fried after this.
All right, so we're gonna get a Sonata
Paying into it.
and 2.
Yep, gonna
That's where
reveal.
the D-reacts come out.
Man, there's still at least 2 left in the deck.
No, we get some.
The luck is on Tim's side. Alright, we're gonna see a crown.
So it's
Likely-
interesting to know he just placed the 2 non-attacks on top of his deck, but has not shuffled his deck yet. That is a very easy thing to forget to do in TTS.
Oh, hopefully he'll remember. Well, there were whispers in the Read the Runes, though. I think.
Yeah,
2
it's
cards
not really
is
doing him
not
any
really one
favors.
to draw.
But it is, yeah, no shade his way. That is very easy to forget to do on TTS, whereas in person, it's a lot easier to remember.
DK probably recalls the game where I just forgot to shuffle my deck, period. So I was consistently drawing 3 of a kinds and just wondering, like, what are the chances?
What are the odds?
Oh,
Pretty high,
maybe he
actually.
didn't shuffle because he's playing a Become.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ditching
so
an
see,
attack to get a non-attack.
Didn't matter either way.
I'm not sure what we'll see here. Could see a Rattlebones.
Yeah,
Swarming,
that seems
okay.
like a good target. All right, so now
Wait,
we need to see a deck
no,
shuffle.
he discarded a Dread Triptych, though. He can't get a attack action.
Ah, good point.
Is he looking for that
So
last
what?
Sonata?
Does he just grab a Rattlebones here? Do you remember what the card he put in his hand was? Because if he wants
No.
a Swarming, he could maybe pull a Rattlebones and pitch his card in hand and still be able to.
I actually don't
Get the
remember what
swarming
the
off.
card is.
And the Swarming would be fully active, I think, because playing a Rattle and then the Swarming would get all the rune chant creation he would need for that.
Yep. He may be, if it's not a blue in his hand, he might be regretting discarding the Dread Triptych instead of the other.
And this is where the context switching of having to play a really tough match against Michael Hamilton, followed by a completely different hero, into someone playing Oldham really well. Like that's where stuff like that starts to happen, I think.
He does go for the Mordred.
That's always good.
Very interesting, though. With only 1 card in hand, he's not going to get a ton of value out of it.
I don't think he's shuffled yet, though.
Yeah, at that point, he knows the top 2 cards along with every other card in his deck. So
Those rune chants just shifted to 4. Okay. Looks like he's going to just Arsenal the Mordred and hope to live through this turn, but I think that's going to be a little dicey. We'll see.
yeah, he needs to shuffle though. At this point, it's a lot of information now.
No resources floating. I still think this is probably prime. I think you block with the tunic here. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, he's ice reacting. Oh. I don't like this. Because blocking with the stalagmite prevents the Rosetta swing on the back end, even if he does pitch the Mordred. And if Irby just takes one of those rune chants, the go again doesn't matter. And he can swing with the Oakenold, which is going to pull at least 2 cards out of the Viserai's hand.
That's a really good point.
Instead, he just Arsenal passes and has no pressure, and Tim still draws into the Mordred Tide.
Yeah, and that's going to be. And we see that Whisper because we know what he's going to draw.
Because he didn't shuffle. So his
'Cause he
turn will
didn't
likely
shuffle.
be
He's
Mordred
probably
and-
wondering, why do I have
He's
all
gonna
these cards
whisper
again?
Mordred. He's going to whisper Mordred to get the rune chant creation off the Mordred.
and then read the runes.
Yeah. That's okay. It's like he dropped them both to the bottom.
Yep.
Creates a rune chant here.
But we see a read the rune. Oh, he did have a swarming. That's a good draw. Oh.
DTS for the win. Alright, so he's got all lines of text on for this. He's created 3 rune chants. Oh, yeah. 2 more because of the Mordred. This is scary. Yeah, if he would have swung with that, if he could have swung back with that Oakenold, he probably would have blocked with the Whisper at a minimum. Well, he had to have blocked.
Nice
with
reacting
2 cards.
again. I don't hate that. And now he could use one of the floating resources to crown. Chooses not to.
Wonder if he just likes what the arsenal here.
Icy Hammer.
On the bright side, though, this does force a block. He still has a card in Arsenal to activate Crown next turn, so he's playing it maybe a little too cautious, but oh, that's a good one to have, though.
D-React comes out.
Right now we have Irby at 41 cards, counting his hand in Arsenal. The Viserai only at 18 cards, or 21 counting his hand.
A Rune Flash. We're gonna... It looks like we're crowning here.
So all the rune chants are accounted for with current board states. So if he decides to use the resources that way. Okay, so he pitches for those, still has 2. Was that a 3 block?
Yeah, plus the
Yeah.
crown for 4.
Mm-hmm. Still has 2 cards to play with, but Rune Flash does have go again. So let's see what happens next.
Oh, bad call.
No, that's not a good ice.
You're dead.
He's not dead, but
Is he
if he
not gonna?
had-
Oh, because he has 2 floating, but
oh,
Oh.
read the runes.
he got very lucky.
I mean,
Sorry
the
on
worst
the early
thing that-
death call.
The worst thing that could have happened there is Tim has a blue. He pitches to swing the Rosetta, but the Arcane's not active, so it's just for 1 and 2. And Irby still had a card in hand, so. But probably not the best ice react right there.
I feel like he's ice reacted like every turn for the last 3 turns.
Yeah, at some point you have to, before your life total gets too low, you have to take 1 or 2, maybe, 2 turns ago. I mean, I think we'll go back to that. He could have taken 1 damage, not ice reacted,
Played an Oaken.
and he would have been left with 3 cards in his hand, and I think that he may regret that.
So presenting 11 damage here, I believe, with 7 Fizz and 4.
Well, so is
Arcane.
that on 4 rune chance, or did that fall into 4?
I think it's actually 4, because he played a Read the Runes after playing.
Sure.
He did play a non-attack last turn, right? Before playing the Read the Runes? He played a Rune Flash.
He did not play a non-attack before the Read the Runes. So did he make 1 extra rune chant?
I'd have to go back and watch the footage because I don't remember. I do think that it doesn't make sense for him to have 4 if the only non-attack he played on that turn was at the end and it was a Read the Runes.
Yeah, you're right. He should have just been at 2, and then the Oath of the Arcanite should have made the 3rd right here. Yeah,
I have not been checking chat, but I bet you chat is blowing up about everything we're talking about and telling us what we're missing.
Yeah, so it looks like 1 extra rune chant coming in.
So doesn't Root Flash create 2?
No,
Rune Flash creates none.
Okay, what was there's an attack that creates 2, right? Didn't he do that?
Assault.
Okay.
He did not do that.
No, he didn't do that last turn.
So I think this should be for 3 and 7. But his deck should also be shuffled, so it's all okay.
Well, we're at 15 cards.
Oh, was it a red read? I thought it was a yellow read.
But a red read still only creates 3. And if
Yeah,
there's no non-attack before, Viscerai's ability doesn't trigger.
Yeah, but the Oath of the Arcanite would have made the 4th.
Oh, on this turn. Yeah, that's right. That's right. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it
That
was
makes perfect sense. Yep.
So Irby's out of cards. We're back to Tim again.
This is getting scary. I think we've seen all the Mordreds though, right?
Yeah.
There's still Rattlebones.
On this turn, since he doesn't have a card in Arsenal for Crown, the big threat is going to be Vexing Malice. If he has non-attack into Vexing into Rosetta, that would do it.
That would get it there.
He's probably pretty low on sources of go again, though. As you can see Irby looking through the graveyard right now.
TK wants to know if he blizzarded an attack that didn't have go again.
Did he play that blizzard?
I believe he did play it. I don't know.
Ooh.
You can't block with it, can you?
No, yeah, I didn't. I had
Oh, that would have been a nice hammer swing.
Yeah, I briefly had it minimized, but yeah, that's a big mistake.
He's got to be getting nervous. This is his first streamed game.
It's also just a nail biter. Like
it is.
Everybody gets nervous when you get down to this close. That is an
Arsenal.
Wow,
right. This is huge.
All right, let's go, Irby.
Time for that fused oak and old.
Or a macho. That's
Dominate.
pretty good.
Macho.
Does he have?
Was Terra Sunder Hammer just better there?
I would imagine he's got that third D react.
Or this is Dominate, right?
Yeah, he has to have the D-React in Arsenal.
Yeah,
and he does have it.
He's had to have had it. Like he's cycled through. And that makes sense why he would Arsenal so early, because he knows he's going up to 3 rune chance. And he's got the health too. take a couple points.
Here's a rattle bones. You grabbing like 9th blade or something here?
We'll see likely the Swarming Windbale again.
Yeah, he could not afford a Night Blade.
Oh, that's correct. I forget that it costs so much.
It would cost 6 currently. I mean, does he just go get a Vexing?
Really, a Rune Flash? I guess that is one more than the Swarming right now.
And then that's going to create 1 on the back end.
Man. And you can't take the 1 damage off the Rune Flash too. So you have to block it with 2 cards.
Ice React? Or is that for no rune? Yep.
Unfortunately, I think this is game. Earth Ice doesn't do it though.
Doesn't it?
No, because he has 1 for Rosetta.
Rosetta. Oh, he does have 1 for Rosetta.
It honestly didn't matter what he did there. There's no way he could.
Yeah.
Oh. Very
Good
close
game.
game.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Well, he'll be disappointed, but when he goes back and watches through the VOD, he'll definitely, get some, make some improvements after that. Well played,
Alright, folks. We'll catch you, well, tomorrow not going to be broadcasting, but we'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Well played, Tim. You're a trooper for playing back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Very well played second game as well. I mean, the first game was well played as well. You gotta choose your words wisely when you're being recorded.
A very good fight by Irby as well.
Yeah.
Viscera is a very tough matchup.